Hey, what's up guys? Just wanted to make a quick little PSA video talking about the NGS official Discord actually. So with Hiro being away on like his, temporary leave, the dev team has actually been pretty on top of answering a lot of questions and providing a lot of feedback, or just providing information that they've been listening to a lot of feedback over in the Discord. Now, not everyone knows about this Discord itself, not everyone uses Discord, so I wanted to kind of cover this really quick and let you guys know about some of the things that they have just recently posted. So the official NGS Discord actually has a feedback channel, and then there is actually a from the devs announcement channel where they announce the response to some of the feedback. And one of the most recent responses actually has to do with the transfer of weapons, or the creation of our weapons, as well as the opportunity of gathering Blizzardium and things of that sort. So I'm going to cut to the chase very early on in this video, that way you guys can get the information you need, and we'll have a little bit to talk about afterwards. But the article reads as follows. Posted by David. Hello Arcs, here's some dev feedback in response to the general feedback from you all. The first question isn't really a question, it's more of a request. Please make it possible to carry over the enhancement status of material weapons as we can in base PSO2, in cases where we use weapons as materials to exchange for other weapons. The response is, we've received this request from many players. Obviously, in the future releases of weapons that are obtainable by exchanging items, we will make it so the enhancement status of the original weapon is transferred to the target weapon if a weapon is included in the list of requirements. For a lot of players, this is just a duh moment, right? This was a thing that existed back in base PSO2. Why would it be here again? I mean, some players remember back early base PSO2 where this was a very actually the exact same thing happened with the very first iteration of this type of weapon. Players didn't like it then either, but it was kind of a part of the process, and then moving forward, it was iterated on and made better. But the argument always comes up, this all was beforehand, and the counter argument comes up that, oh, well, there's all these years of development to learn from. Why would you do this again? Unless, again, the dev team is very specific about what their intentions were originally by doing this. The best we can assume is the worst case scenario, and they didn't think about it, and they made a mistake. So that's all we can say in this situation itself. I'm just really glad moving forward it's going to be done properly. Hearts out to those of you guys who upgraded your rocks weapons, and this isn't the case for you now. The good news is it's safe to upgrade all of your other weapons moving forward and setting them up. So if you were afraid that we might end up in a situation where we upgrade our Kaizaar weapons into another weapon, then you're all set to go with upgrading that weapon. You don't have to worry about it if it's going to be used as a part of upgrading to something else. Next question is, again, not a question. Please create more opportunities to get Blizzardium. The response is, we plan to increase the ways players can get Blizzardium, such as via future seasonal events, etc. So this one for me is a bit of up in the air. The opportunities to get Blizzardium aren't that bad, it's just the ways you get them aren't very fun. It's very obvious to see that you can get enough of it in a very short period of time. Players have their weapons already, they've grinded it out, and they've gotten it done in a day or two. Not that difficult, but it's just not a fun grind to do. So it's not so much creating more opportunities, it's making those opportunities just overall more inclusive in the gameplay loop that we really want to go into. So it'll be interesting to see, but this also kind of reads like they're just going to toss it into a shop here and there, maybe into a limited quest. Hopefully it's just enough that, we get them taken care of. We can move on to stuff that we really want to do, because honestly, the Blizzardium farm right now, if it hadn't been for Thrift coming up with a new farm for Deafness and Blizzardium, would probably be the worst farm that we currently have in the game. I'm going to talk more about that in another video. And the last question, again, is not a question. Are you guys noticing a trend here? Because it's just requests at this point. But please do not make equalizing enemies or captains part of task requirements. Honestly, after farming both of these with maybe 3 other people, these weren't that bad to get accomplished. They weren't super fun, but they weren't that difficult. It wasn't super unreasonable. However, unless you're farming it a very specific way, it's not going to get done in a reasonable amount of time, and it's just not a fun farm. So let's hear their response. We're planning on excluding equalizing enemies and captains from the requirements for future tasks and improving the overall gameplay for arcs. So basically they're not going to add them into task requirements. I mean, honestly, captains are worth their weight in gold. It just sucked for the equalizing enemies because they were only used for that one quest. So while I wouldn't have cared so much about, hey, get a captain or two, because at least when I got them, they'd been worth some money, the equalizing enemies just straight up sucked. So not fun. And then afterwards, just a little note, since there has been no operation report during HeroRi's temporary absence, keep in mind that the topics like all of the above are being covered here for the time being, while they would originally have been covered in the NGS headline. So basically this is kind of a replacement for the operations report, so it's definitely worth taking a look at this Discord. I'm going to try to see if I can find the link for the Discord and put it into the video description, but it is definitely very, very useful. And that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. Now, while I'd like for everything to be gotten perfect when it first comes out, the fact that we have this open line of communication with the dev team is very, very nice. So all I ask is that you guys use this wisely. I've looked through that chat itself, man, and there's lines upon lines upon lines of requests and ads and all kinds of crazy things that they've added in here, or that people are asking for. Some reasonable, some outlandish, others just straight up so specific that it would only affect like 3 people. So again, it's super cool to have this, just, use it wisely. I did want to add in a quick note at the end here, guys. It's been a couple of days. I haven't had time to actually review all of my comments like I normally do. I will get to those as soon as I possibly can. Just hang in there, guys. But that's all I've got for you today. Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to keep up with more, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace out.